welcome back to the Freak Show. Bumpy McSquigums here. I want to thank you all for joining me as I continue with my Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity, The White March. We're going to go talk with Rowan and see what he has to say.
Gods keep you.
Gods keep you as well. Rowan's arms are crossed and his mouth is set in a grim frown as he watches the gathered protesters. He looks ready for a fight. He sizes you up. New in town, eh? You've picked an interesting time to visit Defiance Bay. All these refugees fleeing the frontier and finding the legacies no better here. It's the Animancers, Magrin Scorch'em. And they nest in the city like rats. You mark my words, though, us dozen are going to put a stop to it. Tell me about the dozens. He taps his chest. We're an organization of interested citizens who want to free Defiance Bay from the dangerous influence of Animancers and the tyranny of the aristocrats who support them. We also consider ourselves a militia of sorts, seeing as the Crucible Knights are little more than a flock of preening nobles in training these days. Just like a militia, the dozens. Except for the training, and the discipline, and the code of honor. His eyes gleam. And we're always looking to expand. The more people see things our way, the better for the state of the country. You have any interest in hearing more? Stop by Admeth's Den sometimes, the Expedition Hall. A lot of free thinkers in there. Can set straight all the nonsense the nobles and Animancers want you to believe. Might be some paid work in there for the motivated types. Well, I'd like to... Well, what are you doing out here? He gestures at the crowd, which buzzes with angry chatter. Well, I'm trying to get folks to see reason. We're in the midst of a crisis here, and instead of purging the nefarious forces from our city, the Duke is granting Animancers dangerous liberties. Oh, what do you know about Animancy? Well, it's the study and manipulation of essence, which any sane person will tell you is the purview of the gods. The Adirans at least had the sense to outlaw it, which is the only good thing you can say about them. It's not like magic, chanting, or the soul readings those ciphers do. It's been around since ancient Iguithan times, which is why you'll see Animancers tinkering with old Iguithan artifacts. He shakes his head. Trouble is, the Animancers got no idea what half those artifacts actually do. Not that they'll admit it. Our emphatic friend is correct about one thing, at least. Well, tell me more about Defiance Bay. This is the capital of the Free Palatinate of the Deerwood. We started out as the capital of the Adiran colony, but we booted the Flaccid Scepter from these lands 150 years ago. These days we're a major port receiving trade and visitors from all over the world. But we, some of us anyway, strive to hold on to the pioneering spirit that earned us our freedom a century and a half ago. The city is divided into 5 districts. You have Copper Lane, First Fires, Andra's Gift, Brackenberry, and Heritage Hill. He ticks each off on a calloused finger. Alright, tell me about the Lane of the Cops. This here's Copper Lane. He taps a scruffed boot on the cobblestones. It's primarily a market district, but you've also got the Expedition Hall directly north of here, where you can join treks into the wild. Wow, cool. That's also where my fellow dozens, martyrs, and I tend to meet up with other concerned citizens. He points to a long domed building west and north of your position. And that's the Hall of Revealed Mysteries. Eerie place, if you ask me. But they've got the biggest library in the Deerwood. What of the First Fires? Yeah, that's where the revolution started, hence the name. These days it's overrun with politicians and panderers, but we'll take it back someday. That's where you'll find the Ducal Palace and the Valiant Embassy and the Crucible Keep. He shakes his head. The Crucible Knights were the original freedom fighters in Defiance Bay, but now they're just strutting peacocks with their eyes on fancy titles, and their heads up their own butts. There's an old temple of Wodika? Sure. There too. We keep it real nice for her, he winks. Okay. Tell me about Brackenberry. A noise of disgust rattles in his throat. Ugh. The nobility that didn't sail back to Adir stayed there. Most of the families there trace their lineage back to the old imperial times. Other than a lot of has-been nobility, you've got Hadrid House, where Lady Webb and her spies operate, and Brackenberry Sanitarium, the main cesspit of animancy in the city. He spits on the cobblestones. Tell Tell me about the gift of Andra. Got the name because it was a wetland that was drained back in the imperial days. Now it's a seedy district populated by sailors, common folk, and more than a few thugs. But it is a fun place too, if you know where to look. He winks and elbows you. Look for a place called Salty Mast when you're there. Other than that, it's mostly warehouses and abandoned homes. And what about Heritage Hill? He shivers. It used to be one of the more prestigious districts in the city. Here's the Revolution claimed plots up there, next to the ancient Ingwithan Tower and the city cemetery. They're the best views in Defiance Bay. Attracts richer types these days. A lot of animancy patrons. He spits. He glances at the crowd and lowers his voice. You wouldn't have heard, but something happened over there a couple of months ago. The authorities sealed it off, and they're keeping their mouths shut, but mark my words, animancy is to blame. Well, it does seem like he's a big fan of animancy. Alright, let's talk about something else. Farewell, sir. Farewell. Alright, let's take a look at the map. Well, we've been to the Goose and the Fox. We've been to the marketplace. I mean, I guess we can go there. And we have the Hall of Revealed Mysteries. Catacombs we can return to. I guess we're going to go up here. Oh, but I need everybody to be up there, not just you. Sorry. Sorry. Sorry, player named Gus. Shame on you. Leaving your friends behind. Because if they don't dance and... Oh, it's fine. They're no friends of mine. Yeah, no, good. Well, nice long little jaunt over here. Give me rainwater, I am thirsty. We shall enter. It is here that we shall find the true meaning behind awesome. Which means some of awe, apparently.
This looks like the kind of place we could find allies. For a prize.
Mm-hmm. Mercenary Wenin. Claru, Zema, and Corinne? Oh dear, something's happening. Hello. I have a feeling we're going to be killing a group of people here soon. As Bandon Lear, a well-groomed man, steps through the hall with a confident swagger, a smug grin etched on his face. He is flanked by 5 other hard-looking individuals. Bini, I got nothing. The Nimble. One of his companions eyes you for a moment before spitting chew at your feet. Another pup come wandering in, I see. Just know that Bine, we'll say Bine, Bine's giant slayers run things around here, and you'll be fine. Never heard of him. His eyes narrow. You have now. Stick around Defiance Bay, and you will again. Plenty of bounties to go around, but there's a reason the giant slayers get the lion's share. Remember that. A voice bellows across the hall. Enough jabber, Bine. You gonna do the job or talk about it? Yes. His jaw tightens. Wenin's right. The coin ain't gonna collect itself. He looks at his comrades and jerks his chin toward the door. See you around, pup. You better run. I will slap you upside your head. What's up, Wenny Menny?
Don't stand on ceremony. State your business.
Don't stand on ceremony. This rough-looking man glances at you briefly as he scans the mercenaries milling around the room. Tell me about the dozens. Wenin's expression becomes serious. The timbre of his voice deepens. Good men and women try to walk in the footsteps of great men and women who came before us. We're a loose association of warriors and expeditionaries in the Deerwood. Not as fancy as the Crucible Knights, mind you, but at least we remember our roots. Well, at least I remember someone else's roots and pretend to be like them, he means. Your roots? Crucible Knights take pride in having won the Deerwood's freedom 150 years ago. We're the ones who've protected it. Everyone knows that the Saints' War ended when the Godhammer destroyed Waidwen at Evan Dure Bridge. Sure. A lot of folks don't know how Waidwen wound up on that bridge. 7 men, 5 women. They walked out of Halgot Citadel and faced down a god. Held him there until the bomb went off. He thumps the table. That's the legacy we defend. Some call us mercenaries. But we don't need matching armor and silky cloaks to remember our roles. We're the same now as we were then. We stand up for the people. First line of defense, whatever it takes. We got new enemies now. If it's not Waidwen, it's his legacy. It's the soul butchers in Brackenbury that making things worse on all of us. Probably causing the whole thing, one way or another. Well, we haven't gone anywhere, and there's a lot more than 12 of us now. We defended Deerwood once, and we'll do it again. Wenin casually nods your way. His eyes continue to float from mercenary to mercenary as he speaks. What else do you need? I'm looking for work.
Go see Osric. He's usually got something. You do well for him, maybe I can find you more.
He looks you up and down. Finally, he points to a man leading drills. All right. Oh, not that kind of drill? It's fine. What's going on in here? Mercenaries everywhere. You know what is the flame reveal? It's Sonilde. It's this
Good
guy.
day to you.
Her. It's this girl. The woman looks up from polishing a dagger. I haven't seen you before. You headed out with an expedition company? She raises an eyebrow. Or are you betting on one? How long have you worked at Admith's Den? She leans on the countertop and drums her fingers. Oh, a few years. I got in the minute the last merchant cleared out. She nods toward the main area of the hall. They've got new expeditions venturing out every week, so this is a great place to do business. And the dozens make loyal friends and loyal customers, so long as you stick by them. She taps the counter. The vendor who was here before me, they ran him out when he sold his best helms to a pair of Crucible Knights. I've been careful not to make the same mistake. Tell me about the expeditions? There are groups of adventurers that venture into the wilderness. More than a few of them try their luck scouring the ruins. Most of them come back empty-handed, if they come back at all. Betting on them is almost as risky as actually going, but that's how the expeditions get funded. And every once in a while, one of the adventuring companies will strike it big and make a fortune for their backers. Can I buy something? Well, I'm afraid not. See, the dozens only do business with me so long as I only do business with them, and they're good customers. She jerks her thumb at the door. But if you get on Osric's good side, he could make an exception for you. He's probably training some of the new recruits right now. Well, looks like all signs point to Osric. And by signs point to Osric, I mean I'm going to steal stuff because it's what I do. Because I am a thieving person. And I enjoy it.
What you ask is done.
Yeah, it is. Look at that. Oh, I got me a geological map. Okay. This map marks areas of geological activity in the Deerwood and Ir Glanfath. Of note is a description of a cavern where molten rock flows within a deep chasm. Or chasm, if you prefer to say it that way, which is wrong, but you can say it that way.
Nothing is closed to the perceptive mind.
I
what
won't
you ask is
make
done.
you sad. I will call you out on it, though. Let's go. Okay. It's time to go see what Osric has to say. Keep your guard up, or I'll give you something to guard. Uh-huh.
For the last time, Aidwig, keep your fucking blade up.
Oh,
if that
easy,
dummy was
ninja.
armed, it'd have your head off.
The man watches the training adventurers with the disinterested contempt of someone whose skills are wasted in this setting. He barks at one of them. Yeah, I need to hire an adventurer. So we'll see what it says. There's maybe more than one by the look of you. I'll show you who's available. Yep, that's what I figured. And no, I don't actually want to do that. Anyway, I get access to Solnild's merchandise. Tell me about the expedition hall. It's treasure hunting, plain and simple. Sponsors put up money, hire adventurers to explore the wilds, looking for ruins mostly. If they come back alive, they split the spoils. If not, it's because they handled their weapons like this lot in front of me, who might as well be digging their own graves right now. Anyway, yeah, no, I'm looking for work.
You want an expedition? Talk to Wenin. I just handle these mercenary shit shovelers. Adventurers, I mean.
Wenin clears his throat in the background, and Osteric's mouth puckers. Although, he sizes you up, I do have something I need done. Something that requires glances sidelong at an adventurer flailing away helplessly at a dummy. Competence. I was looking more for an expedition. I'll talk to... what do you need done?
I was formerly one of the Knights of the Crucible. When I left, they kept my arms and armor. The arms they can have, but the armor belonged to my family. I'd like it back.
Huh. Well, why don't you just go and ask for it back?
No. Oh, they'd like that, I'm sure. But I won't be going. Sooner be torn apart by dogs than give them the satisfaction.
Okay. And what is this armor?
It's a breastplate. Not much to look at, and it's seen far too much use, but it's been in my family since the liberation.
It doesn't sound like leaving the Crucible Knights was your choice.
You don't choose to leave knighthood.
Whoa.
The Crucible Knights, they may not be a real knighthood, but the oaths you swear are just as true.
He stares off for a moment.
Still, turns out that even unofficial knighthoods have politics. You cross the wrong man, suddenly all kinds of accusations are thrown your way, and nobody believes you.
Huh. Nothing more destructive than a crowd with the wrong idea. Well, I'll see what I can do.
Then it's Penhelm you're looking for. A low snake of a man. If he was to die choking on his own black tongue, it'd be too kind of fate.
Nice.
He kept it when he had me kicked out.
He leans in closer. I got word from a reliable source that Penhelm visited a forger in Andra's gift right after having his soul lineage read by a cipher in Dunrid Row. Should you have it in your heart to find a way to ruin his life while you're there, well, drinks on me. Having his soul lineage read?
It's a requirement to join the Knights. They have to ensure a novitiate doesn't have a subversive lineage.
Novitiate?
If Penhelm's superiors found out his affidavit was a fake, his career would be over. Every novitiate gets an affidavit from Dunreed Row, and those are stored at Crucible Keep. If you find Penhelm's, one of those ciphers could tell you if it's real.
Huh. Interesting. Sagani scratches the back of her neck. If generations of Masuk's traditions are any indication, this Penhelm probably doesn't remember it. Still, a past like that has to count for something. Okay, Rogue Knight. Look at them, look at them, look at them. They're all expending all their energy. Fools! He's not even shooting, he's just pretending. Look, he's like, I don't even have a quiver on my back, yet here I am. I'm going to draw. Look, let's watch him here. There he goes. He just pulled his imaginary arrow and he fired nothing. Come on, have some self-respect. The outer bands of this target are pocked with countless holes. Arrows are for practice in Expedition Hall only. Purchase weapons for personal use from a Solnild. No exceptions. Ostrich. Well, that's unfortunate.
I shall be discreet.
I feel like I could probably be discreet and still steal this. What do you guys think?
I shall do as you ask. What you ask is done.
Oh my gosh. She was a heroine there for a brief second. She did it.
Hmm?
I was able to thief some stuff without getting caught. I'm a hero. Alright, so I gotta do something for somebody somehow, someway. What am I doing? What? Sorry. Rogue Knight. Uh-huh. Breastplate. Document. Forgery. Huh. I'm not sure how we're going to find the document to see. I don't know. We'll figure it out, I guess. So it doesn't look like he has any work for us yet. There's still a couple of places to go in this little area before we leave good old Copper Lane. And we see where we go next. Only time will tell. Well, I'm like, there's a lot of things that are actually going to tell, but we'll pretend like it's only time. The shields have been battered and scarred in long-ago battles. I got a fish. There's a cat. And we're going in here. Is there a reason to? I don't know. But we're going to do it either way. Is this the den? This is. Okay, we've been in here already. My bad. I thought we were further north than that. So there's still like a whole other chunk on the other side. Well, I think we'll get just outside that. We'll break off the episode. Not a whole lot going on in this particular episode, but that's okay. Some reading and whatnot. Some storyline advancement, quest gathering, if you will. But yeah, the next episode we are going to go through this door and see where that takes us. Hopefully to someplace amazing that gives us lots of cool stuff and junk and whatnot. Anyway, folks, until the very next episode, my name's Bumpy McSquigums. Thank you so much for stopping by the Freak Show, and I will see you later.